Shoot. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. It's a glorious day. I had to come outside. I just had to. There was no reason why not. So I thought I'd come out. There's a piece of content that I've been meaning to make for a while. And when I say a while, I mean quite some time. You've probably seen on the thumbnail that we are here today to look at the Mora 2000 bushcraft knife. So I've had this now for a couple of months, I'd say. But what I mean for a while is I've actually had quite a few Mora knives, and I've been meaning to make some Mora knife content for a long time, maybe as long as this channel has been going. Generally, I try to stick towards EDC style knives, which for the UK, a fixed blade you really can't carry in public places. But out in the royal woods like this, you know, I'm certainly more than allowed to carry this. But a few months back, a UK-based company called Preppers Shop UK got in touch and asked if I'd like to review, or if they would like to sponsor one of my videos. And I thought, yeah, do you know what? Why not? This is the opportunity to make some more knife content. So to start off with, a huge thank you to Preppers Shop UK. If you're interested, I'll leave some links in the description below, but they provide a lot of stuff. So if you want to go to that next level where you're really storing for those, or preparing for those, you know, the poop hits the fan kind of situations, and even just for bushcraft or everyday outside kind of gear, Preppers Shop UK, it really is a great store to check out. So I'll leave some information in the description below so you can see more from them. And mainly this, as I say, this is what we are here today to see. So I'll turn the camera around so we can see a little bit more about this. While I'm doing that, you know what to do. If you're new to the channel, then hit the like. If you've been here a lot, then hit like anyway, and hit that subscribe button. That'd be awesome too. Let's get the camera turned around so we can see more about this knife. Okay, so to give you some details about the knife itself, here you can see in its sheath. So it is an ambidextrous sheath. So when you pull it out, it will fit in both ways. It has like a wood grain texture to it, but as you find with all Mora knives, it is like a hard plastic with a little detent in there that makes sure that when the knife goes in, hopefully you could hear that then, there's a good little pop so that you know that it's been retained. Also in the bottom here you can see that there are some drainage holes just in case there's any dirt or debris or water that gets into there so that it can drain out. There is a small loop so that you can attach this to your belt. It's like a synthetic, leathery, rubbery kind of material. When it is in the sheath, it measures 23.5 centimeters. Take the sheath out and put that there for a second. Hopefully you can see. Oh, so it is a little bit dirty, but you know, I have been testing this out over the last few months. Whenever we have a fire in the garden, I've been using this and other Mora knives to compare it against. So whilst out of the sheath, it measures 22 centimeters from the butt to the tip. The actual blade length itself is 10.7 centimeters. The height of the blade is 2.4 centimeters. Thickness wise, it is 2.4 millimeters. And on the back here, if I can get this in the light, you'll be able to see it says Mora knives made in Sweden, and it's also stainless steel. So you find a lot of Mora knives that they aren't stainless steel, they're just high carbon steel, which makes them very tough. But there is a little maintenance to them, just a little bit of oil coating every now and again, and to wipe them dry if you do get them wet. With this being stainless steel, then there is a little less maintenance that you need to do to it. The steel itself is a Swedish steel. It is the Sandvik 12C27, which is known for being tough and being able to take a good edge, but also if you need to resharpen it, it's reasonably easy to resharpen. Out of the box, you know, it wants to bite. It's not what you'd call hair shaving sharp, mainly there. It's just scraping my skin. The handle on this, I do actually prefer this handle compared to other Mora handles. I just find it just melts into your hand a little bit easier. Towards the butt here, there is an area that you can really hold on to if you need to do some chopping with this, and also if you need to do some fine work, you can press right up against the front here to be able to get a good grip to stop it from slipping out of your hand. The main construction for this is out of a hard plastic, but then over the top, this the lighter green area is a TPU style, or no, it is a TPU rubber, so that when this gets wet, it just melts into your hand. It's very hard for this to slip if you need to do any sort of hard work with this. As far as testing is concerned, there are essential duties that an outdoors knife really needs to be able to perform. So there are some things, you know, that I've been testing this with. Being able to do simple things like being able to make pegs is relatively easy. It is a good sharp knife, so being able to do this fine work really from the edge geometry makes it very easy. So on the edge here you can see, hopefully, that there are three grinds, if you three grinds on here. You have at the bottom here you have that typical Scandi grind from here to make being able to batten through something very easy, but then that Scandi grind tapers down into more of a saber grind. So what you get is you get a knife that is very good at doing different things through different parts of the knife. Being able to do fine work like this, if you need to, is very easy. This knife really does. It just really wants to melt into that wood and cut it. Some of the other things to point out on the blade itself is this spine. Now the spine has seen a bit of finesse, actually. So rather like the basic, which, you know, silly, I left on the floor, the spine to the basic has got no finesse whatsoever. This is pure raw spine, so that being able to strike a 5-strike rod is very easy with this. Now I'm not going to show you this here, mainly because there's a lot of dry wood on the floor, which is perfect tinder for a fire, but I can definitely reassure you that because of these rounded edges, you can rub on a rod for as much as, well, that sounded weird, but you can do that as much as you want. This knife will not strike a ferro rod. The only way that you can do that is if you're willing to sacrifice a small section here to be able to do it on. But other than that, the back edge, if you're wanting to do simple duty like starting a fire, you will have difficulties using the spine here. Another campsite duty, or common duty, as we all know, is batoning. Batoning with the 2000 is, as you'd expect from any Mora knife, relatively simple. Because of the difference in geometry here, you tend to use the bottom part, which generally you'd use whilst batoning wood anyway, so that when you're striking the tip, it goes through relatively simple. One of the things to point out is though, that whilst batoning, because you have this saber grind towards the edge, you will find that as you're hitting this, that you do just as much damage it wants to cut into the baton as it does to the wood that you're batoning. So it is one of the things that is not necessarily a downside, but it just makes it a little bit harder. It's not hard, but you go through just as many batons as you do pieces of wood. Whereas with another knife like the basic, the width of the spine is the same all the way down up until the last, say, 5 or 6 millimeters towards the end. So when you're batoning with the basic, you know, it goes through and you do less damage to your baton. Is it a lot easier? I wouldn't say it's a lot easier. Unfortunately there, you know, that's quite a big thick piece of wood. But you do notice the difference. Because it's cutting into this a little bit more, it takes some of the energy away from the strike from the baton into the wood. As far as preparing feather sticks is concerned, again, you know, it does the job well. Because of the 2 grinds that you have on the knife here, you have the Scandi grind here, which works perfectly for pushing the feathers forward. So making feather sticks is, you know, relatively simple. My feather stick making skills are not the best, so, you know, this is what we get. But as I mentioned, you know, you've got those 2 grinds, so being able to do fine work, as we saw earlier with a peg, is very simple. If you're wanting to make shavings, then you can, or even finer, smaller feather sticks if you wanted to, you know, you can do that, and it's very easy. So the 2000 is a great knife. You know, some of the things that I've alluded to as part of this is, it's not perfect, but that depends on what you want from a knife. As far as the perfect all-round bushcraft knife, I think this falls slightly short from that. Especially when you compare it to, you know, as we've seen already, just the simple Mora basic. There's so much more that you can do as an all-round knife that you can get from this. The basics, and even the more robust, they're your beta knives. You kind of feel bad abusing them the way that you do. However, that's what they're there for. The 2000 really just has a little bit more finesse to it. It still does 90% of the things that you want it to do. If you're starting a fire, you can prepare everything. Trying to light a ferrous rod from it, it just doesn't work unless you're prepared to sacrifice part of the knife edge at the bottom. It's a great camp knife, and I think that's mainly what I had to get my head round as far as Mora knives are concerned, because my experience with Mora knives is, you know, you just do everything with them because they're the perfect knife for all of that stuff. Whereas I think this one is a little bit more specific to the knife that will do the vast majority of things that you'd like to do from it. But when you're back at camp preparing food, doing all of that extra stuff, that's where this really shines over the basic. Whereas there are some areas where the basic shines over this. But all in all, it's a great knife. What I find with Mora knives is you just get one and they're great. They really are great. If you're umming and ahhing about it, get the basic. I mean they go for between 10 to 15 pounds here in the UK. Probably in the States as well. They go from like 10 to $15. If you want to go for something with a little nicer steel, where you have less to worry about as far as maintenance is concerned, then yeah, you should definitely pick up the Mora 2000. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this content has been sponsored by Preppers Shop UK. They sent this to me free of charge. However, that had no sway on my opinions about this. I believe I've been quite honest in some of the things that it does very well, and you know some of its shortcomings. But you should definitely check out them. Again, I'll leave some links in the description below, and they're just really nice guys, really nice guys. Well, put it this way, I've never met anyone from Cornwall that's not a nice person. That's a fact. That is a fact. So yeah, check them out. There's some links in the description below. There's also some links for me there as well. If you'd like to follow me on social media, that would be awesome as well. The same deal at the end of all the videos. You know what to do. You need to hit that like button. You need to subscribe. Well, I say you need to, but it'd be awesome if you would like to subscribe. And if you could share this content, that would be great as well. Sharing my content helps with the YouTube algorithm. Blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. But hey, for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.